Hey, what's up, you guys? I'm Blake Taylor. I'm gonna tell you how to keep your car running like new so you don't get stuck in the rain like me. Stop paying hefty fees and going to the mechanic shop. And on top of paying the hefty fee, they make you sit in a waiting room and offer you coffee and juice. I don't want any coffee or juice. I want some chips and I want some soda. They could cook me a hamburger on the grill, or a hot dog, at least at the minimum. With all that being said, I want to avoid all that if possible. So I'm gonna tell you these tips and tricks you can do at home to save a lot of money and keep your car running like new. All right, you guys. And the first place I'm gonna start are the tires. As you guys can see, these tires are getting kind of worn and are at about the point to where they almost need to be replaced. You can see the wear on the tire is like almost flat with my finger on the outside, and you see these little bumps right here, these little bumps and grooves. This is where it lets you know where, if you can run your finger straight across right here, if you can run your finger straight across so you guys can see, when it gets flat to where it doesn't have any indentation almost, that means it's about time to get your tires replaced. You won't be able to stop if you don't have good tires. I don't care what type of Brembo brakes you have, whether it's 6-piston or more or whatever. You won't be able to stop if you don't have a good tread on your tires. So make sure you get your tires replaced when you see this tread going low like this. And the next thing on the list is tire pressure. Tire pressure is huge. If you want to know the correct tire pressure to use on your tires for your model car, just open your car door and look at the door jamb. It's usually on the right side of the door jamb, and it will tell you for the front, rear, and spare. As you can see on my Volkswagen Jetta, the front they want 34 psi, rear 34 psi, and the spare actually 34 psi. 34 German cars. I don't mind them, I love them, they do work good. And the reason you guys want to check your tire pressure or go see what's wrong as soon as the tire pressure monitor comes on is because not only could you have a leak that's about to make your tire go flat really fast, but also when your tire starts to go low and you just let it sit like that, your tire will start to wear unevenly. For example, it will start to wear unevenly on the sides when you let it go real low, and the sides are going to wear out faster before the middle does the center. And for example, if you put too much tire pressure into the tire over the recommended size for that tire in your car, the center part and middle part of the tire is going to wear unevenly, which is going to cause the middle to start to go bald before the sides, and you're just going to end up ruining the tire and pay a lot more money than you need to. And next, guys, we're going to talk about oil. Oil. Just kidding. But no, oil is the lifeline of your car. If you do not change your car's oil like it needs to be changed on time, you are doing a bad job at maintaining your car and making it last a very long time. Okay, so I recently changed the oil in my car. I used a full synthetic blend. I didn't feel like going all the way to the full synthetic, but you can still use the full synthetic blend. You just need to change it out a little bit quicker. So instead of going at 5,000 miles, I do change it out at 3,000 miles. Let's see, with that being said, let's see what my oil is looking at now. I know it is good, but for the purposes of the video, I'm going to take out the oil dipstick and show you how to properly check your oil level with your dipstick. So wipe it off first always, that way you can see a proper reading. You don't want to just take it, pull it out and read it and say, because it says max. You might have not changed your oil for a very long time and it could be very well overdue, and just looking at it because it says max does not mean your car is in good shape. So when you take the oil dipstick out, take it out and then insert it back in. And pull it out again. Now this says at max right where it needs to be. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, if it would focus, but it's at max where it needs to be. That's how you check your oil level with your dipstick. On every single car is going to be in a different places. Some cars could be right here, some cars could be right here in the front, or in a weird spot. If you notice when you pull your dipstick out that it's milky mixed in with the oil, it's a milky look to it, that means you have coolant getting into where your oil is, and that means you need to go to the dealer ASAP, or your mechanic, whoever takes care of your car, or do it yourself and get that fixed ASAP, because that will indeed ruin the lifeline of your car. And as far as what oil to use, refer to the owner's manual in your car. If you don't have one, say you brought a used car or the dealer just didn't give you one for what crazy reason, so I will put that in the link in the description below, so be sure to check if you don't have an owner's manual. And now I'm going to show you brakes and rotors. See how those rotors right there, you see they have rust starting to build up on the outside edges and heading towards the middle. It's time to get those rotors and pads replaced. When your brake pads are new, they come with about 12 centimeters worth of thickness of the pad, and as they start to wear down, they do have indicators to let you know. That's why your brakes start to squeal. There is a little metal bar, a little piece of metal inside of the brake pad itself, and when that brake pad wears down and it gets to that point of the metal indicator, you'll start to hear that screech or squeaking or grinding. If it gets to the grinding, that means you've gone past that indicator and you are actually on the calibers itself, it could be. That's a no-no. Bad driver, bad driver. All right, guys, and here's another thing I don't hear people talking about too much is fuel system cleaner or fuel injector cleaner. I like to buy the fuel system cleaner. I usually like to buy the Lucas Oil products. They do really good. You could use any product you like, but I like Lucas. You want to put this in your tank. This is actually going to clean your whole fuel system, from the fuel lines and the fuel tank to the fuel injectors to every single thing in your car. So it's going to help keep all that sludge and build up and any type of bad things that get into the fuel line that cause it to stop working, where you won't be able to get gas into the motor, which means you won't be able to drive. All right, next, guys, up on the list is coolant. Right here, the coolant I told you about, AutoZone. I got it from AutoZone. It is the extended life pre-diluted antifreeze coolant, universal 50/50. So that means you can throw this on any car. If you don't know about cars that much, you don't have to worry about it. It means you can throw this in any car. If you have a Lamborghini or Bentley or Rolls Royce, I'm assuming you probably wouldn't be needing to worry about that. You just take it to the Rolls Royce dealership or whatever dealership and then pay a hefty fee of about $6,000 to get your oil and coolant changed. I've heard a story about that before, about a guy, a mechanic friend I had. Somebody paid that much. I don't know if it's true, but if it is, somebody put it in the comments. How much does it cost to change a Rolls Royce at the dealership? But okay, anyways, but with the coolant, I got this from AutoZone for $9.99. Pour it in your coolant reservoir until it gets to the max fill line. Other than that, you're good. So don't be being cheap. Fill it up all the way. If you are in a dire need and you don't have any coolant, use water, but don't just use water as hey, it's gonna be good, because a lot of times, even if your car's a little bit more modern, it might be able to maintain with just using the water, depending on how high performance it is, and that's not good at all. So just fill it in up to the recommended amount in the coolant reservoir, and you should be good. So other than that, you would just take this coolant and antifreeze, and then you would just unscrew this cap right here. Make sure the car is off and has cooled down, or else this the coolant will shoot up. It can shoot up in your face because it's under a lot of pressure, and it does say that in the owner's manual and on the cap somewhere. But other than that, let the car cool down, take the cap off like I'm doing now, and then you want to fill it up to the line, max fill line, like it says on the thing. And other than that, that's it. And then you screw the cap back on, and you're all good to go. And while you're doing that, if you want to check, you can check your washer fluid to see if that's low at all too, and fill that up while you're already underneath the hood. So next we're going to talk about the battery. Your battery can be located in different spots on your car. In my car, on my 07 Jetta, it's located right here. It could be located on the left side instead of the right side. Some car batteries are even located in the trunk underneath the carpet in your car. So like that, with that being said, check everywhere, read your owner's manual. If you don't have one, do the research, or check in the link below that I'll put where you can research your car and find out all the necessary things you need to take preventative care and maintenance to keep your car running thoroughly like it can be. So take this off. So as you can see, my battery terminals are pretty good. They're pretty clean. I do check it periodically, so nothing wrong with that. But if you do have corrosion built up, what you want to do is you want to take a wire brush or a Brillo pad and just scrub all that buildup off. And then you want to take some battery terminal connector spray and spray the terminal connectors. That way it prevents a battery corrosion from happening. When they do your oil change, ask them to check your battery life. It's free. They'll do it for free. I definitely have them do it in mine. If I'm not changing my oil for doing it myself, I only change my oil in my Mustang myself. For like my Jetta, I'll take it up there sometimes or do it myself, depending on how I feel. But anyways, have them check your battery level. See how much of a charge your battery is, if it's in good condition. Like I said, they can do that at the AutoZone or O'Reilly's. Or if you just completely want to do that yourself without having to drive, just order a product off Amazon, a voltage meter for the battery checker, and you can do that yourself. It's not too hard. You want to check your air filter and check it periodically. When you take the air filter out, you want to make sure it doesn't have a lot of gunk, buildup, dust, and dirt particles, because if that is the case, your car is not going to be able to filter out any of all that buildup, and then you're just going to be breathing in a lot of dirty, polluted air. So check it out. If it's too dirty, then you know it's time to get replaced. You can go to AutoZone and get it replaced for a few bucks. And if it's not so dirty, it's at the midway point, put it back in, maybe give it a few taps, dust it off, and just throw it back in there. And for your cabin air filter, follow me because I'll show you how to do that. Alright, so for the cabin air filter, I don't know if you guys can see or not, but it's underneath this foam piece right here where the little light is. And usually, you guys, the cabin air filter is located underneath the glove department, or sometimes in the glove department on some cars. Guys, other than those preventative maintenance steps I just told you, doing all that, you should be good. That's not saying that something else can't happen to your car and you did all those steps. Anything can happen. It's a car's man-made, it's going to break down. But if you do that, it will help your car last a lot longer. And with that being said, I hope you guys liked the video. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what else you want to see in the future. I'm just in this parking lot. That's where I did the review. I wanted to get out the house, so I just did it. So I'm in this empty parking lot at a movie theater, which nobody's at because the movies are shut down. It's pretty nice being out here by yourself sometimes. It makes you wonder and think like, dang, this is what the world would look like if I was the only person in the world, like in some of those sci-fi movies or whatever you want to call it. But it is pretty cool at the same time. I might come over here and do some donuts in the Mustang. As you guys can see, somebody was already here. I don't know if you guys can see the little streak marks on the ground right there. Somebody was doing donuts here already, so yeah, I might come here and do some donuts in the Mustang like I was saying. And if you guys want to see more videos like this, what I just did on doing steps to take to keep your car in good shape or how to fix a certain part, let me know in the comments as well. I like fixing cars, working on cars, learning new things, taking up challenges. So, you know, it ain't really nothing for me to just go in my garage. I got all the tools I need. All I need to do is get an air ratchet with a compressor, and I can do anything, take the car apart. And if I mess it up, then I mess it up, then I'll order the part and fix it myself, or have one of my mechanic buddies come help me fix it. If I can't do that and they can't do that, then we're going to the dealership and I'm going to document and show you guys that too, on how to mess up your car and then have a dealer fix it and pay a hefty fee. That will be a funny video. You guys probably laugh your ass off at that. But other than that, hope you guys liked the video I just did. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what else you want to see, or ask any questions in the comments below. I will answer them as soon as I can. On that note, have a nice day.